Hello! I'm going to run in. Hello and welcome to
Spottedmotors,
the podcast. And today we are joined by Scott. So introduce yourself, Scott, and tell us a little bit about yourself as well. And
so my name is Scott Barmby. 35-year-old, 36 next week. Awesome. Yeah, so getting old, but not so. Obviously, I run the North East Hot Rods UK Facebook page.
Yeah.
Obviously, into muscle cars, into anything that goes fast, anything with V8 or a V-twin. Yeah. That's me.
So we just thought that's a perfect person.
Yeah.
Because that's half the stuff we're interested in too.
Absolutely.
So we just thought, you know what, let's get Scott involved in the podcast, and then we can go over Facebook pages, Facebook groups. Scott also does a, would you call it a meet?
Yeah, just like a local meet up for the page. Yeah. People to get together.
So we're going to go over sort of like car meets and sort of the car scene in general as well, and was it reputation?
The stigma attached.
The stigma. I'm glad you've got involved in this. The stigma attached to car meets at the minute when it comes to sending it, or the other phrase what people use is "don't be a dick."
Yeah.
So we're going to go through that. And anything else that we sort of rattle off at the same time. So
much more.
Yeah, probably.
Once we get into deep conversation.
Yeah, we'll venture off. But so Scott, how long has the Facebook page been going, and why did you start it as well?
So I think the page has been going since about 2019 now. So it's getting on there, or at least 2020 for definite. So the reason I got into the page is because I was looking around on Facebook. Obviously, I got the Camaro, which I've got back, awesome. And I was looking around and I just didn't see the pages at the time. Obviously, since I've been part of the scene a little bit more, I've noticed that there's obviously other pages and stuff. But basically, what I wanted a page where, you know, young and old people can come together over a common discussion point, which is obviously the cars, and just be able to help each other out, see who's in the area. And just like try and help each other out, understand better what each of us has had or got, and just have banter over this the common hobby, which is obviously the cars and bikes. When I was looking at the different pages on Facebook at the time, the ones I did find were tailored to an exact specific car. So or car subtype. So for instance, it had to be American, and if you didn't have an American car, you weren't getting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you had a Jap car, you weren't getting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In some of the Jap forums. So North East Hot Rods, although it's got hot rods in the title, my car's not a hot rod. And it's just basically a mucky mix and a blend of different cars, different people, and that was it with Common Ground.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason for putting it together. Just somewhere local that local lads could get together and lasses and just sort of
Yeah.
be part of.
It's a fantastic group. We've been to a few Scots meets and
It was sort of like in the early, the pre-lockdown days, you could call it, couldn't you?
I mean, I haven't been blessed with that. I mean, I set it up, then we had lockdown, and then I got my car built, and then the engine built on it, so the engine was running better, and then we had more lockdown, and then I took my car off the road. So it hasn't been great, but we're getting there. Summer.
We're out of lockdown, you've got your car back.
Yeah, sky's the limit, lads.
We're set to get our cars back, so...
And we had a couple of good ones over Bill Ingham's, didn't we? Over their garage. Like I say, there was a lot turned up, wasn't there? There
was, I think that was was that before lockdown or just after it had stopped? I think it was in between going through lockdowns, I think. And I think everyone was just raring to get out the house and get the cars out the garage and just start living a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a good meet.
And then I like a sort of subject, and I've seen a lot of it because I was down south for 10 years, and I've seen two very different types of car meets, two extremely different types of car meets. One is what you call a static meet, and the other one is where it almost has like a second location.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about there is it is either what I said earlier, you send it or you don't be a dick type of thing. And there's two things about this, and one of my stories is I went to a meet, Bagshot breakfast meet, absolutely fantastic meet, down in Surrey. Enjoyed it that much. All very sort of same themed as yours, all hot rods, custom cars, American cars, classic cars. And I was just starting out with the YouTube, stood at the gate and started filming everyone leaving. And 90%, 95% of the cars just give me a little beat with the horn and drove off normally. Maybe 5 or 6 cars, blazed the back wheels and off they went.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh brilliant, I'm getting some amazing footage here. On the night, the guy who runs the meet messaged me saying, oh look, you know, someone told us that you're still at the gate.
Yeah.
Heard a couple of cars ripping away. Next meet, would you not film at the gate? And I was like, oh, why? And then all of a sudden it hit me like, oh, hang on a minute. It's bringing a bit of stigma to his meet. People doing burnouts and things like that.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, exactly that. And then because I didn't have a car that was capable of the burnout at the time. But then all of a sudden it hit me when I'm in my Mustang, about to leave, and there's 3 or 4 people with a camera on you.
Yeah.
You almost feel like you have to entertain people as you leave, but you don't realise that you're leaving a lot of destruction at the gate when you do leave in a big blaze of glory. That, you know, these places are not catered for burnouts, and it's someone else's premises as well.
That's right, yeah. I totally agree. I mean, obviously, my meets are predominantly either at Billingham's or the Pit Stop Diner.
Yeah.
Pit Stop Diner have been great with us, but you know, I think, you know, and I won't mention any names or anything, but the people who run the Pit Stop Diner, they've turned people away before because of that reason. And some car clubs aren't welcome there, and I know that the whole bike nights and things like that. But if you seem to be doing stuff like that, you're gone and that's it. So we've found like a bit of like neutral ground, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it happens on the street as well when you're driving. I mean, like I say, I got the car back last week, and I come out of the industrial estate, and a red Civic pulled up next to me. Yeah. And my brother was behind me, he was driving the van, and it was just like, he was speeding up, and he was in my lane, and he was going, rev it, and this guy's in a car, and I'm like, I'm just at it painted, you know. But yeah, it just doesn't leave you, and I think part of it is obviously the car that you drive, and obviously people don't see it often, which is why the group is a private group. For like-minded individuals, and you've got to answer the questions, and we don't tolerate any harassment or bullying apart from Chevy to the Ford lads. Other than that, you know, it's an okay group, but you've got to be mindful of obviously, you know, dickheads coming and spoiling it for everyone, because, you know, we would run out of places very fast. Because, like, you know, Teesside in the northeast isn't that big.
I think times have changed as well. There's years ago it was just everyone meet up, Teesside Park, wherever it was. It wasn't organised. There was no organisation.
No, there was no one
chaos.
Like
everyone turned up, just wheel spins, handbrake turns, McDonald's trays under the back tyres. Everyone's been there, everyone's done it. But times have changed, and now, like you say, the big, like, organised groups.
And like you say, it would come down to you, wouldn't it, in a way, because you're the one that organised it, or whoever, you know, whoever's the meet.
It has to be organised now, because you try and turn up in a big meet somewhere now, you'd get turfed off straight away by the police.
But no, Mikey, you bang on. I mean, I used to go to the Cleveland Centre. And do you know what? A big thing are these. We didn't have these.
No.
When the lads, when we had the Novas and the Corsas and the Saxos and the Renault 5s and stuff like that, we didn't have any of this. I remember cars used to get, you know, set on fire at Cleveland Centre quite regularly. None of that was ever filmed. I never knew who done
it.
That's
it. You can't.
You can't do anything.
No.
You can't do anything. I mean, there's Facebook pages for people who like see like these types of cars and they take pictures of it and stuff. But if you're doing rowdy stuff, then
I reckon you could leave a meet, do a burnout. By the time you get home, that video is on Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like exactly. Say, it's just resisting that temptation when you've got them people thinking you're on that little bit. You're like, I can't. Or give it a little blip, or it's very hard to get that.
But then what I see as well, I also see the incidents as well, because there's a lot more now happening, especially, I'm not calling out London here, but because it happens everywhere, but London, I've seen a couple of like incidents that happen there, and then everyone just jumps on and absolutely slates a guy for then doing it. Like, oh, what's he doing? He shouldn't be driving that car, why is he driving that fast, and all that type of stuff. So it almost then turns into sort of it's catch-22, isn't it? Everyone wants you to do it, but then when you do it, if it goes wrong, what the hell are you doing it for?
Exactly.
But I also think it's the type of cars that people are driving now. When I had my 1.2 Corsa Flare, which was an absolute demon on the street, when I was 18-year-old, right? That wouldn't pull the skin off a rice pudding, you know what I mean?
You're right. Now everyone's daily now has got.
Everyone's daily is that. I mean, like I say, I put it on the group the other day, and I hope it's known on the group, and I don't want to cause offence, but I seen a Mustang the wrong way around into a hedge with the front ripped off.
Yeah.
The young lad that was stood with the copper was like, he must have been 20, barely out of puberty, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's just attainable now.
Yeah.
You can walk in with a bit of a deposit, get finance, walk out, and you've got a supercar in your hands at 18, 19-year-old.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are. Because I probably didn't see 100 brake horsepower until I was like 3 cars in.
Yeah.
I remember one lad, he had a Suzuki Baleno, and I think it was a 1.6, and I think he was from over Reckaway when I was like, when I was 17, 18, and he was the absolute shit because he had 100 brake horsepower in his car, 1.6. And he was just like the man to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you're driving on the N19, you see some young lad in a BMW or an Audi A4, 2-litre diesel, but the stonk in it, 135 mile an hour, 140 mile capable cars, just like that.
AMGs,
if you could
Audis.
if you could get anywhere near that 100 mile an hour mark, you're one of our first cars.
Downhill with them, throwing my subs out the window.
Exactly, but now it's just at your foot, isn't it?
Yeah, and again also,
pretty much every car you buy now as well.
I don't know exactly, I hope I don't get this wrong here, but you can go out now and buy a 1 litre turbo. Yes. And then remap it, and before you know it, you're hitting 120 mile an hour, 125 mile an hour, where our 1 litres back then, they barely hit 85, 90 mile an hour, did they?
No, you bang on. But yeah, I mean, and that's commonplace now. Like, I see a lot of people taking the mick out of the car scene because they go there and it is just white Merc, white Audi, white BMW, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
The same mods on it and stuff. And there is, a lot of the time, there is no variation, and that's what I liked about our group, the fact that I can go there and I can see a Pinto, like an Alpino wagon, do you know what I mean? Or I can see another Camaro, or I can see, your cars, your Mustangs and that. You don't get to see that stuff, and the amount of stuff that's in people's garages around our way that we don't see on the daily, I think it's cool to see in one place.
You'd actually get a shock, wouldn't you, if everyone got the cars out local,
When you go to Melbourne, the car park is littered, and the amount of cars that are at Run What You Brung, it's just phenomenal, really.
Because you do something where you do like a front end Friday or a members Monday, and it's amazing that how many cars do get put in there and how diverse they are, and you never see the same car twice. Like you said there, it's not like ST Fiesta, you know what I mean? I'm not dissing ST Fiesta there, but...
You are. None of us drive one, so...
But you know what I mean? You've got like, you'll have like a 32 3-window, then you'll have, like you say, you'll have a new shaped Mustang, and then next thing you know, you're looking at like a day van, then you're looking at, it's so diverse, and that's what you want me to like as well, aren't they? You just get all sorts turning up. It's
and it's just getting the message out there, because another thing that like, it doesn't bug me, but it's a concern of mine as well. I mean, I watched your last podcast, and it was about the EV stuff.
Yes.
And it's sort of along the same lines. When you look at the demographic of, say, North East Hot Rod UK and other Facebook pages and stuff, the demographic of people are more senior, they're more older people that have these type of cars. And it's about passing that torch or that baton down to the next generations.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that many young people getting into this game getting into these sorts of cars, because when I go to work and I park it in the works car park, people are like, "What you think? Why have you got that old rusty piece of shit?" Do you know what I mean? Are you joking me? That's like awesome. But like they're driving like electric vehicles and stuff like that, and I don't see any young people, as many young people getting into it. So that's also a concern. So I'm trying to drum up enough, like you say, with the members Monday, the front end Friday, the tail light Tuesday, whatever. We're just trying to get that word out there that there are some cool cars, and you don't have to be like the sheep or the crowd and get what your mate's got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is a concern, because if there's no people coming up, then these cars are going to die.
They are.
Yeah, you're right. Because I personally think that maybe a couple, but we're probably the youngest owners of like hot rods or American cars or even classics. Maybe in the group, I don't know.
There's a few. There's like Sonny.
Yeah.
Hey Sonny, he's got an old truck. Do you know what I mean? I think Sonny's like 21, 22 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's obviously an exception. He likes cool shit, cool dude.
Yeah.
But I don't see many other people around that age. I mean, but when you go on to other car pages, you see lots of people with cars. But again, it's not our type of cars.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. And yes, they're expensive to run, they're expensive to maintain, and they're expensive to keep alive. But if we don't keep them alive, we'll lose them.
They are going to disappear, aren't they?
The dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They are going to disappear.
Museum pieces or...
It worries me a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was watching War in the Woods last week. It was on YouTube. And... No, it wasn't Warren the Woods. Sorry, it was another YouTube channel called Old Man's Garage, and it's a part of the street racing channel. And he has like a Chevy Malibu, and he's done all sorts of stuff to it. And he got right into the finals, and the car he was facing was a Tesla,
right?
A standard Tesla,
Yeah.
and it was like,
yeah.
all these people who he's beat,
Yeah.
who've put hours and hours and you know thousands of dollars into it.
Yeah.
Tesla's winning.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's hard, isn't it?
It is hard.
Yeah. Because Michael, you went to Drag Week, didn't you? And there was some tail enders that were Teslas, is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
And were they running like 9s and 9s and stuff?
9-second cars, yeah. Teslas, stripped out Teslas.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just,
you know, nothing at all done to them.
yeah.
No work on into them, just got the dealership, I'll have one of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's not all,
an
for me,
upgrade on here.
Yeah.
it's not all about speed as well, because, you know, a stock Chevy or a stock Ford, it's like 70s muscle car, they're not that quick.
No.
But it's the noise and the smell and the heat and all that type of stuff, isn't it? Where you could have a Tesla that would absolutely rinse that car, but it's just the theatrical side of it that does it for me.
No, yeah, there's nothing there.
It's not just the speed.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't drove one, so...
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I drive them at work, not Teslas, but I drive you know, electric vans and electric Kangoos, Nissan Leafs, the Renault, I don't know, Fart, Wind, whatever it is. And yeah, it's a strange experience when you first get in them. You click it into gear, and you first get in and you're like, there's nowhere to put your key.
Yeah.
Right, that's I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And then you press a button and then it goes woo, and then it's like, right, what now are we on? Are we going? Are we not? Do you know what I mean? It's just a real surreal experience when you drive them.
So these wind farts, whatever you call them, what are they like for power to the... do they just go?
Do you know what? They're not too bad. They are torquey.
Yeah.
So like these are small little motors which are nippy. So I can only imagine what like a 4-wheel drive Tesla or something would be like.
Yeah.
Especially one of them
Because they're
ludicrous
instant,
ones.
aren't they, I think?
Yeah. There's no gears. Just put your foot down and it just goes. I mean, these are little ones, but yeah, they're nippy, you know.
Yeah.
And the little ones there, they're getting like 170, 180 mile to a charge. So
Right.
and it isn't bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So.
My dad told me one today, they put a Tesla, they got a Tesla, they put a caravan on the back of it,
Right.
and it averaged, they did it over a couple of different things, and over 60 mile an hour and all this type of stuff, different conditions, and it averaged, before it ran out of charge, 40 mile.
That's another thing, isn't it? How are you going to get your race car to a track?
That's it. That's it.
So even if you've got these cars tucked away...
Well, it'll be Mad Max. There's a couple of jerry cans behind there. I'll just
They haven't brought anything out that can tow yet.
Well, no, I mean, you know, I'm going through it at work at the minute with my job, and Nissan and other companies are saying, Renault and that, saying like, we've got these 3.5 ton like transit equivalent vans and they'll get all this and stuff. We've tested them, and that's without putting any materials or equipment in the back and everything, without turning the heating on them. We're getting 60 miles from a full charge. Yeah. It's not realistic. We're not in wind tunnels with perfect drag coefficient and all that. It's just not. It's not real world situations, and we're not getting there at the minute. I think the technology's a few years off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
And like I say, I don't mind the electric car if my next door neighbour, and if I have to own one, I'm not bothered, I'll have one, but please just let us drive our 79 Camaro or 79 Mustangs.
Please keep it classy.
Yeah, as long as we can drive them whenever we want, you know, don't
But that's why
us.
it is important, like you say, to get these young lads interested, because
Yeah.
in a few years' time, what are your mechanics going to be getting taught?
Well, that's it. Like,
You know,
I was a mechanic.
why would they teach you about an engine if they're not making them anymore?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had Tech 2 on my Vauxhalls and that when I don't know if you know what Tech 2 is. You know, it plugs into the ODB and that.
Oh, okay.
And that was like, it used to blow the old blokes' minds, you know what I mean? Like, sticking this computer and it used to, what, we can do that and we can check like voltage and that. What? But yeah, it is crazy. But I mean, I do encourage people to go out and buy electric cars because it means there's more fuel for me. So, go and buy one.
I like that as well. So getting back to the Facebook page, and not yours, because it's a nice one, and I've never seen, apart from banter, I've never seen any sort of what I'm going to bring up next is the keyboard warriors on Facebook and how hard it is to sort of put a car out there that you've pride and joyous and it just get absolutely rinsed. There's some really, really big, I think there's a difference between a page and a group, I'm not too sure, what aren't private.
Yeah.
So you can put a picture of a car on and you'll get like, I don't know, 200 comments and there's a good like 90 of them that are just absolutely hatred and things like that. And I think that's another problem with the car scene, that it's good to voice your opinion, but don't just absolutely slate people for the sake of slating them.
Yeah, because I mean when the internet was coming through properly, when I had my Corsa, there used to be a page called Barry Boys. I don't know if you ever remember that.
No, I don't.
And that was the same. It was like basically it was people were invited to this page, and there was thousands and thousands. Other people on here will remember Barry Boys, and there was thousands of people on this group, and they would put pictures of other people's cars on, and then they would just like take the piss out of them and rip them. And it's just like, if your car ended up on Barry Boys, like you had to sell it or change it. You know what I mean? It was bad, like, and get the Barry sticker on the back. But yeah, I think people are judgmental, and I know I always give crap about like mopars and Fords and stuff.
Yeah, but that's healthy sort
Even though there's a mopar on my drive.
It's just banter, it's friendly banter.
Yeah.
But someone's ideal isn't so, like, so I've got obviously the 79, it's got the big bumpers on it and stuff. People hate them. People don't like the plastic bumpers on them or the urethane bumpers. They like the old one. That's their opinion, but you do get shit. You do get shit.
We've looked at cars, haven't we? You've been like, we'll have a look at it, and then looked at it, it's been all over the internet and forums, absolutely slated, so it almost makes the car unsellable, unviable.
We've seen a little Volvo, and we only wanted it because we wanted to have a bit of fun with it.
It was cool as fuck.
It was really cool, and then, I can't remember how we got onto it now, I think I said it was in one of the many sort of selling pages on Facebook, and then we seen the comments, and it was dragged through the absolute,
Really?
Oh yeah.
So even if you'd have got that car and put it right, because it sounded like it needed putting right, you'd have still had that thing about it. That was that car that had to have flaws in it.
And it actually wasn't. The full story wasn't as bad as what everyone made out.
But it wasn't an expensive car either.
No.
So it was getting sold. The description was bang on. You just couldn't buy it because you just think that, you know.
And then if you ever put it right and then you come to sell it, you've got no.
That's it.
You've got to find someone who's as like-minded as you. I've seen it on American pages, American cars. You know, someone's had it, blow a motor up on it, put another one in it, and then it's like, that's the car that got thrashed. Well, but it's got a different motor in it now. It doesn't matter. That's the car that got thrashed. It's like,
there's a video again.
There it is. But no, it's not.
And also what you are saying as well, like it. We're all in this for the same thing. We like cars. We like engines. We like speed. We like, I don't know, classics that aren't fast. It doesn't matter what it is, what you like, but we're all here for the same thing. And I just think there's no need to slate someone down for something that you're not that interested in, because I remember...
And that's half the battle. It's someone who's not interested who's slating you. Someone who doesn't go to a show or doesn't go to a race meet or doesn't really understand what they're talking about.
Or jealous people.
I
get a lot of it in my car, jealous people. I do. I've had people saying they're going to come and burn it out, they know where they live. I've had the pictures put on people's Facebook pages before. Like, this car, we should get it and you know, joyride it and stuff If you can start it,
exactly.
There's a trick with them all, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
You can't just jump in them.
Nah.
If you can start without waking the neighbours.
Or you. But it's like, I remember having my first car, 86 Mini, and I remember being underneath it, and I was bolting on a tailpipe. So the exhaust was like a pea shooter, and I was screwing on this tailpipe, and I'm glad the internet wasn't around then, because if anyone got underneath it, they would have seen it. I would have got absolutely slated for it. But I had very little money, you know what I mean? I just wanted it to look a little tiny bit better. But what happens now, if that was now, and someone was at a show and took a photo of it, that would have been it. I would have wanted to take it in another show. But so just think like, oh, hang on a minute, you know, the lad's trying, he's 17, he's out in his car for the first time, he's trying to mod it ever so slightly, you know what I mean?
I like the story about, was it your MG when you took it to the car?
Oh
yeah. I'll let you tell it because you'll tell it better than
Again down in London, I'm slagging the Londoners today. I bought an MG because it was one of my goals to buy an MGB. I've always wanted an MGB. 1971 chrome bumper, and I spent the best part of 6 months polishing it because I was into polishing cars at that time. So it wasn't the nicest one in the world, but it was very presentable in my eyes. So I took it to a local meet, parked it up in the car park, stood back from it, and I was super proud, really proud. Parked alongside some, albeit fantastic cars, 100 grand cars plus. There's my little like 2.5 grand MG, and I was sort of walking around and I thought, oh, I'll hover around my car to see what people are saying about it, because, you know. So this old guy walks past with his family, and I started having a look at it and I thought, oh, he likes it. You know, he's into my car. So I thought I'll go over and introduce myself, or, you know, he might have had one in the past. And he walked towards his family and went, oh God, this is budged together. Have you seen this? And I was like, and he went, have you seen the state of the paintwork on it? And I was like, that's me pride and joy, that. Yeah. You know, and all of a sudden, yeah, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my God. And I remember phoning my dad, and my dad just said, "Tell you what we're going to do, go and buy yourself a pint, stick it on the bonnet of the car," as if to say, you know, like just, and that's what I done. I went to go a pint again, stuck it on the bonnet, and I thought, you know, I feel a bit happy now. But I remember taking it home and thinking, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
And I got really sort of critical of my own car, and I didn't take one another meet after that, actually, because I did start thinking in the paperwork, and actually message our good favourite Discovery Channel Dave McCallum.
Treat for the beers, Dave.
Yeah. How much it would be
We haven't got that on it yet.
yeah, how much it would be to spray the car. So I was almost into spraying a car because of one comment.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Where
it's bad, man.
Where he didn't know who owned it, what my age was, how much money I've got.
Yeah, what the circumstances are, the context behind it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Missing the point that you're a young lad, getting the classic car and getting
That's
it.
Exactly that. So I was, well, I don't know, 29-year-old with a 1971 MGB.
Awesome.
So, you know, and that's the thing.
Yep.
Well, now I sold it and it went, and to be honest with you, I should have done more with it, and all because of one comment, and that wasn't even on the internet as well.
We said something, didn't we? We were at Pod Dorslams at the weekend, and I mean, what we do is fantastic with the V8 and superchargers, but we looked around the VW, the front wheel drive classes, and hats off to them. They're young lads, hats off to them.
Yeah,
clever,
that's a good generation.
You know, the stuff they're doing with them cars is phenomenal, and like you say, the 20-odd-year-old lads, you know, Mark III Golf for 160 miles an hour, 9 seconds. He was, you know,
crazy.
And that TT, that was
TT.
Oh my God, yeah.
A bit on another level, that again.
Yeah. So there is a generation coming through. It's just, you know, what's going to happen.
It's just, is it in our is it in our, what would it be? Our subculture, let's call it, you know, of the American stuff and the hot rods. The more analog stuff, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
You know, the
definitely.
carbs and the, you know, listening, and it's very visceral, isn't it? And I don't think you get that from that.
And tip some petrol down there.
Start down. Yeah. And I've had like, you know, MR2 turbos and stuff that needs like chips and, you know, remaps and all that stuff.
Yeah, you had a real nice MR2 turbo, didn't you?
Yeah, my brother's got it now. It's not so nice now.
Yeah.
It needs a clutch and it needs some body work and that. But my brother's got it, and they're going up in price, hopefully. Right? One day he pulls his finger out and does it, you know what I mean? But that's awesome.
Definitely so.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, fantastic punch. Like.
But I mean, going back to your point on your MG there, it is a shame that people feel that, because I used to get poked fun at of that, and people are critical of mine, like, you know, especially when it was silver, because it was a 10-foot paint job, it obviously being sprayed outside.
Yeah.
It had micro blisters, and they were pointing it out as if I didn't know. I drove the fucking thing every day.
I've never noticed it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really?
It just happened.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, all right, get back in your box, and like, I know that.
Yeah.
And then like, I painted that colour, and it's like, well, it should be silver. You should have painted it red. You should have had it candy. You know?
Everyone's got their own opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Yeah, and you know, and I appreciate all the comments and stuff, but ultimately, it's what you want.
Yeah, it's your car.
It's your car, and it's your car, and it's my car, and it's everyone else's, and it's like, just see it for what it is.
Yeah. So going on to the car.
Yeah.
How long have you had that now?
I bought that in like summer 2019.
Yeah. And why that? Is it something that you always wanted, or was it just you wanted a muscle car, or you wanted an American classic, American V8?
I don't want to say this, but with me and my wife are actually going to fly over to Chicago and bring a Mustang back.
Right.
A 302 yellow coupe.
Yeah.
Right.
V8, yeah. And there was a guy over there, and we were talking back and forth and stuff, and we were looking at getting that, and we were having a fly over and stuff. We were looking at flights, and then I discovered American Cars UK, I think it was, and I seen that for sale.
Yeah.
And that was about 3 hours drive south of us. So we were like, let's go and check it out. I had my budget set.
Yeah.
Let's go and check it out. You know what it's like. As soon as you see it, like, it's coming over me, do you know what I mean? Yeah, but what about that? Yeah, no, this is coming over me. So the guy who actually I bought the car off, he's actually in our group as well. A bloke called Paul, yeah. nice bloke, and I went down, seen the car, had some issues, but obviously, it's a labour of love, like all that.
Yeah.
Paul wanted rid of it, I bought it, and then that was it. So, yeah, and I've had it now since.
Right, we're back in the room. Podcast. I'm not too sure what happened there, but the camera went off for a split second, so it's a perfect opportunity to grab another beer.
So, do you know where it got up though?
I think you were telling us about your first V8 experience.
Yeah. So, while Dale's getting a brew. So basically, so obviously with my bad experience of...
Did you want a bottle, Scott?
No, I've got some in there, I'm alright. Just look after yourselves, lads.
There's one can.
Nah, don't. Nah, it's alright. It's fine, please.
That was Scott's.
I'll have the warm can if you want. I haven't had my lips on it.
Feels bad now, doesn't it? I'm alright with this one, this is great. What's that, an Angie bone?
That's it, that's Dave McCallum's.
So, so due to the bad experience I had with that, I just wanted to get out of it, and that's when I went to the MR2.
Yeah.
Just went to the MR2 and thought, you know what, something a little bit newer, something that's really cool still, and so I went down that route as well. And it was power on tap as well. It was like 200 and odd horsepower because it was the turbo, and then I'd done loads of bits and pieces to it, the cooler and all that. And I ended up putting that in the ditch. So
Again, you can't pick them up now, can you?
No,
not
for cheap.
Not for cheap. Everything's gone crazy. Like cars in the background. Some of the cars me and Dale have had over the years. You cringe at what you've sold them for.
Yeah, you guys have had some cars, haven't you?
Yeah, between the two of us.
It's easy to say that, isn't it? If I'd have still had it now, well, then you wouldn't have had that, and you wouldn't have had that, would you?
Nah, that's it.
Yeah, we have had some.
Just be
some more.
Just be thankful for what you've got. You've got two awesome cars between you.
I suppose that both not running at the minute.
Yeah, but not far away.
Yeah.
And then we'll do something else.
What is the crap with the Mustang then? It was gearbox.
So it's basically just getting the gearbox refreshed on it.
Alright, cool.
And when we took it out, the bellhousing was cracked on it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we searched Hindle for a bellhousing and couldn't find one until we realised we have a bellhousing on our own car that we got on
the white convertible.
Yeah.
So Michael pulled it a bit, got the bellhousing. So I'm just waiting for the gearbox now.
Yeah, he's on with it now, isn't he? So
so hopefully a couple of weeks time we're back out on it.
Yours is getting up there as well.
I was waiting on parts, and we've got parts, and some of the parts didn't fit. And you know how it goes, so you have to.
There's not like around the corner, are there?
No, you get in touch with someone, get a little vague answer back off them, and then you've got to go on the forums.
Yeah.
Some of them are misleading.
Yeah.
And like say, if you were in America, you'd go to something, pick something up off the shelf. Well, that'll work. Well, that way we've got a little picture on your computer.
Yeah.
And, But fingers crossed, we're not far away. The parts are on order again now.
Good. I hope so. I mean, I've never had no issues with something like.
Right.
No.
I've always had good customer service.
Yeah. Yeah, they are good, and they were straight back with the response. It wasn't the best response ever had, but it was a response. No complaints with some.
No.
There was some sensors off. Low dollar motorsport. I was on Monday, they landed today.
Know what I mean?
Best thing about it, free holder.
Oh really?
Yeah. Free what?
Free holder.
Cozy. Class.
Yeah, can hold the
That's proper redneck there.
So buzzing.
So Scott, while we're talking about yourself, talk about your garage as well, because what a setup.
It's the new Spottedmotors podcast.
Yeah. Spottedmotors podcast lounge.
Just bring someone else here with us next time.
Yeah. Just let us know, I'll rent it up. No, it's something that like, I lived in Billingham, and when I got the Harley, it was like, I didn't have a garage. So I had to build a lean-to off the side of my house out the back, and it was like, got to the point where it was just an absolute ball ache to get the bike in and out. And we decided that, it was time to move. And both of me and my wife, it was both like checklist as you do. We want this, we want that, we want the other, and on it was a longish drive with a garage that we can put the Harley in. So
certainly fits in here. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't have the Camaro at the time, and me and my wife, it was like literally the first project. We just moved in. My wife flew to Australia to go and visit family. And then I was just like buying like random shit on the internet to put in here like this, and so
it's cool, like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's proper cool. It's a proper den.
Yes. Yeah, everyone calls it a man cave, but it's not a man cave.
I did that on purpose there. I called it a den because I thought you've already told me that who else sits in here. So.
Yeah, because she really likes it, and she's like, oh yeah, man cave, yeah. But she's in it more than me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That was really cool, and thank you very much for
anytime, love.
putting us up for a bit of a chat. How long have we been going for, Scott? Do you know? Because the cameras doesn't.
Probably about 45 minutes.
Have we? No way.
I think we started about 8 o'clock.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm going off a Casio watch, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
It's about 5 minutes worth of podcast.
Yeah, so, but no, I mean, like, that's it really. I mean, other than we're just trying to continue to grow the page, get the meat out there, and just try and get new people, new blood on board.
Yeah, I'll put we'll put, I say we, because I edit them. I'll put the links into the description below of all of Scott's pages. He's got 2 Instagram pages.
Yeah, so I've got like the Scott Rod, which was like the original like YouTube one that I got. But if you want to follow the car, it's the Nightmare or the dot Nightmare.
I'll leave them in the description below. And then for the Facebook page,
it's just search on Facebook North East Hot Rods UK. You've got to answer a couple of questions. Are you in the area? Are you going to be a dick? And you'll get in. Are you interested in showing your car off or your bike or whatever you've got?
Yeah.
That's it.
And then when it comes to your YouTube channel, is that something that are you committed to, or you just is it something that you're teetering in and out of?
So originally it was made on the bike again, motor vlogs. Put the helmet on, speaking. Used to go to like try and go to places that were a little bit different. And vlog my experience, and it was sort of like just a bit of a diary for myself. And then when the bike would break down, I would obviously film that. You know what I mean? And me fixing it and stuff like that. And it was just about just a bit of a diary of what I was doing. And then obviously when I got the car, it started sort of coming into the car. But to be honest with you, it's a real tough nut to crack. What I found is everywhere over here shuts down over winter. In the States, you've got weather all year round, you've got light all year round, and you can just get on and make as many videos as you want. When it's over here and you've got something to do on the car or the bike, you don't want to be out there when it's like -1 degrees or the snow on the ground or it's pissing down with rain, which it is from like November to March.
It's dark at 3 o'clock.
And it's dark. It just takes the joy out of it. So like a 10-minute job ends up taking you an hour. You don't want to be out there 10 minutes, never mind an hour. So I started like pulling back on the YouTube videos a little bit just because of that, because I was thinking, I was hitting this glass ceiling and I was trying to promote it and I was doing ads and just wasn't getting anywhere. But now the car's back on the road and it's summer, I'm going to try and get some more videos.
Spark it back up type of thing.
It is a tough one to crack, isn't it?
It's very, very difficult. It's either all or nothing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've banged out and said what we're doing, but we've also said we're not doing anything different.
I think
we go to these car meets, we go to Santa Pod, we go to Melbourne.
Mess about with our own cars.
We have been invited around a cool den tonight though.
I think like eventually if you headbutt the wall hard enough you'll go through it. And I think that's what you've got to do. I mean do it with Danny. I don't know if you know Do It With Danny. He's got like over 1 million subscribers and he motor vlogs on a bike, and he was just a guy that just picked up a camera and started motor vlogging. He's been doing it years now. He doesn't need to work anywhere. YouTube pays him, and it's just like it's just utopia over there. Do you know what I mean? I think you've just got to either be lucky or you've got to be persistent and consistent. And that's something that I'm not.
That's something we could talk about all night as well, isn't it? The way it goes, and you just never ever work it out. Never ever work it out.
No.
Never.
No. But like you say, if you don't try, you don't know. And you might stop today, but tomorrow you might have broke through. So it's like that carrot dangling. What if,
Yeah. And like we said when we first turned up, when you were showing us around, if we didn't do it and if we weren't doing the podcast, then we wouldn't be sat here now having a couple of beers, having a good yarn on about things. So in that way, it's a raging success in my eyes.
Yeah. That's it. You meet different people, don't you?
Like I say, in years to come, we've got this footage that. We were at Santa Pod at the start line with pro mods.
Awesome.
Not many people get to do it, and we've got it there. And so, in years to come, look back to other kids.
Yeah.
Look at that, you know, and that's what it's all about for us, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Look back, you know, and remember it and see it. You know.
It is a living diary, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. Even this now, you could look back in 10 years' time with what happens with the electric vehicle and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you could
Well,
be
we
like,
told you that.
we told you that.
We said here. Yeah. Shite. But no, it's you're right. Bang on.
Awesome. So, have you enjoyed having a good chin wag?
Yeah, I can just talk a glass eye to sleep. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed having you around. So anytime doors always open, you guys.
Yeah, we might do it again. We'd like to say we like to pick a subject and stick to it, so then we can label it of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And if you ever come up with something that really gets you going.
Yeah. Oh, there's loads of that, but I mean, like, if it's F1 or something, I'll just glaze over and you.
So if we turn up with our cars and do an alley burnout on the way out,
that's fine by me. I'll just make sure I get it on camera. Yeah, no, don't do that. Cause,
no, and that's it, isn't it? Like, you know your surroundings and just don't do it. Yeah. I'd say that would be my advice. I'd say just don't do it. If you're into doing that, there's a lovely place down the road called Melbourne Raceway.
Absolutely.
Where you can go there and do the longest burnout until your tyres pop if you really, really want to.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone will encourage you and clap you and pat you on the back when you get out of the car.
Yeah.
The street isn't the place to do it, is it, Michael?
No, it isn't.
Yeah, not one of us here have ever done anything like that, and we don't condone it. So.
But like I said, I don't want to sound like a wet rag, you know what I mean? But you could stop the car meet, couldn't you?
I think obviously our cars are there to be enjoyed, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are there to be enjoyed, and if you want to do a rip somewhere, then that's fine, as long as you're not in built-up areas and you're not acting like a dickhead.
And there's a crowd of
you're
people.
not representing the group at that time.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. That's it.
I'm not saying do, not like you said in the built-up area.
Yeah.
If you're out there having a rip around the country road,
Yeah.
do it. Don't do it when you're at someone else's meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Representing them. And you know, you're not going to spoil it. You're going to spoil it for yourself, but everyone else in that group.
Yeah.
You're going to lose them a venue. Or...
And there's 10 people lying on the street holding the cameras. And if that car kicks or anything happens, you mount the curb, then you know what I mean.
You take Scott's freshly painted Camaro out.
Oh, yeah. You see it in America a lot. You see it a lot, don't you? Where they rip out and then they lose it, and then they have a prank something else.
Just absolutely tons.
Right roll car off.
Loads of them.
It's always a bit of Ford Chevy thing, isn't it? If it was a Chevy, it wouldn't have done that.
It's almost a Mustang, isn't it? But no, it's like, you're right, but I think that's part of having the group that we've got, and the fact that there's like 610 members, I think, at the minute, or thereabouts, 600 odd.
Is it? I thought there was more.
I think there's about 610 people.
Yeah.
You know, ish.
Yeah.
Depending on who deactivates Facebook and that. But I keep it tight. I get invites constantly, but if you don't answer the questions, you don't get in.
Yeah.
Because that's our way of just vetting the page to make sure that actually you're not just a dickhead who's not going to. And some people, like, I know them, but they haven't answered the question, so they don't get in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're in a nice tight group, and it's definitely one of my favourites on Facebook as well. And I'm in a lot of groups, a lot of groups. Some I was there just to sort of find out what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely one that I like to get involved in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like seeing the members and what everyone's got.
Nice. There's also different there, isn't it, as well? It's good. Really good.
Yeah, and like I say, it's friendly, and you can put pretty much anything on there. And you're not going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to get hiding.
No, definitely not.
So when's the next one? Because we missed this one because we were at Pod.
It's at June. It's in June.
Yeah.
So the end of June.
Yeah.
So I think it's around the 25th or something like that. So I think there's another car club who put a meet on in the morning. And I think they're going to drive across. So I think it could be a big one. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Hopefully,
so there's almost two groups merging.
Well, yeah, apparently. I mean, I think they have one in the morning, and it's another local group, and they said that they might potentially have a cruise over, because the way they do their groups is I think they do like cruises as well.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to cruise over to sort of like where we are. Starting meet.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully it happens. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Try and drum some business up that way.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we should have. We definitely have the Mustang there.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so. I still haven't seen it running, do you know what I mean?
Not many
He's
people
not allowed
have.
to do any burnouts because he has to bed the gearbox.
Yeah, so yeah.
Strict instructions. Do a few gentle miles in it.
Yeah, never mind. That's
Just do that on the RAM.
music in my ears, that.
Paul said I couldn't give that.
I can't drive it hard, I'm sorry.
Class.
So I have absolutely no idea how long we've been going for. It feels about like 15 minutes for me.
It does, yeah.
It doesn't feel like we've been going on at all. So if we have done 45 minutes or an hour, then great.
Fantastic, yeah.
If we haven't, then any excuse to do it again.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'd love to do this again. I think it's been brilliant.
Absolutely.
Really good.
Spot on stuff.
We'll pick
Good night.
we'll pick an oddball subject and just see. how we
Oddball
go.
person, oddball subject.
Yeah.
You're onto a winner.
Yeah, I think we'll do something like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
So,
Awesome. So,
Alright.
shout out to all the rigmarole.
If you want.
So we'll leave the descriptions in the bit below of all of Scott's pages. So if you everything that Scott's described, get involved and get over there. If you want to chat to Scott on Instagram, it's the Scott Rod, isn't it?
yeah, the
Is that
Scott Rod,
yeah,
or the Nightmare Rod, the dot Nightmare Rod.
and that follows the build of the 79 Camaro. And well, I mean, I'm plugging things, Michael. Don't forget to get involved and subscribe to the channel and help the little channel out. Just get us growing. And yeah, that's about it, really, isn't
That's
it?
about it, yeah.
So
Yeah.
awesome,
Midnight.
Scott. Thank you very much for the venue,
Yeah, no problem.
and thank you very much for getting involved as well, because it does mean a lot to us.
Anytime, yeah, no worries at all. Always welcome, thanks very much.
Awesome. Right, let's go and run and turn the camera off.
Yeah.
Oh. Which one is it, that one?